Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome to another Lost reaction. This is season 2 episode 7 and it is called The Other 48 Days. In the last episode we had a story very much focused on Shannon, her blossoming relationship with Saeed on the island, and some of the misfortunes that fell upon her before the flight in her past life. And I've got to say, Shannon's character growth during what we've seen during these episodes has been really good. I mean, she's gone from being a vain, uncaring bimbo through to being understood and a vital part of the team. And then we've had a love interest and yeah, she's really grown in character, and I feel like we've really got to know her. And having her backstory, her specific backstory, really heightened my liking of the character, only for the story to end the way it did. I'm not going to go into that too much because of the nature of this episode, or at least what I think is going to be the nature of this episode. Shannon did get a vision of Walt though, again, when she was in the tent right at the beginning, and I've got to admit, when I heard it, it sounded backwards. And one of my patrons advised me to run it through my software and listen to it backwards, which is what I did. And this was the result.
They're coming and they're close.
They're coming. They're close. Was that a premonition? Was that a warning? Was Walt warning Shannon of her imminent demise? The same as Boone had a vision of her death. Different circumstances, but even so, have we been getting premonitions all this time that Shannon was going to die? And dead, yes, I do think she is dead. There is no way she's going to survive that, where they are and with the facilities they've got. She's a goner. I should imagine there's some real life reasons why she's been written out of the series, and I think it's a real shame, especially since what is it going to be? The island demanded a sacrifice. I said I wasn't going to go into that. Anyway, right, this episode, The Other 48 Days. What I reckon is we're going to see from the plane crash to the shooting of Shannon what Group B, the tail section survivors, have gone through. Seems pretty obvious. And I think it's going to all wrap back round back to Shannon's death, which is why I didn't really want to talk about it this episode, because I think we're going to have to come back to that next episode. I don't think we're going to get a resolution to that just yet. I think we're going to have to wait till the next episode. So we're going to find out what happened to the other 12. The other 12 of the tail section, how they were kidnapped, who they were. I must remember not to bother to learn names because they're already dead from our point of view. Oh, and also Cindy's missing, but again we'll have to come back to that next episode. I was just a bit eager to start this. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! So they did crash in the ocean. quite close to the island, luckily. That seems to be a lot more than 17. They're having exactly the same hard time as the others.
Be right back.
The teddy bear.
She's not breathing.
Good. Let it out.
So there's 2 kids so far.
What's your name?
Good one.
Oh dear.
I'm Ana Lucia.
We know what happens to Goodwin. Is Mr. Echo the Group B's John Locke? I think he is. First night. 3 people were kidnapped the first night.
What was that? What happened?
He thinks, oh my God, Echo, what'd you do?
Look, 3 of the people are missing. The blonde guy, the curly-haired guy, and the German who was helping us with the injured.
Did you see anything?
No, I
Where
didn't.
they came from? How many there were?
No, I didn't see any. Who are these people?
I don't know. But they're out here in the jungle with no shoes, nothing in their pockets, no labels on their clothes. These people were here before us.
Yes.
Before the crash, the pilot said we'd lost communication. We were turning back. We were flying for 2 hours in the wrong direction. They don't know where to look.
Okay, they've come to the same realizations. They don't know exactly how far, but it's like they're experiencing a cut down version of what the main guys went through. Getting the same information, but not quite all of it. Day 12. Oh.
Where were you?
I had to go to the bathroom.
We have a system for that. We go in pairs.
Yeah, sorry.
Is he that group's Ethan Rom? Oh, they're early. I didn't. Oh, they took the kids. Oh. I can't see what's going on.
Nancy's gone.
They're gone. Which way did they go? Which way did they go?
What is that?
It's a list.
List?
A list of what? 9 of us.
They're coming for specific people.
Here are the names of every single person they took. All 9 of them. What they were wearing, what they looked like. One of them had a list of us.
How?
Could have gotten our names from the people they already took.
Nobody knew anybody's names the first night.
Maybe
No.
they're watching us.
You were gone for 2 hours yesterday.
Suspicion.
Where were you?
I was going to the bathroom. Hey, stop!
Nathan Rom, another man. And now that I've worked that one out, it's probably not
You
him.
and I are gonna have a little talk, Nathan.
Oh dear, this is going to be wrong. I'm not entirely sure how to take Echo at the moment, or her. I mean, she's doing what she can to keep the group together. She's being hard-arsed about it, but let's not forget what Jack was prepared to do at the beginning to protect the group. and in the similar situation.
Grab the rope. I'll pull you up.
Oh dear, Bernard, you're not doing that, are you? I think that's probably definitely a mistake. Absolutely, probably, definitely.
There's some fruit in there now. Just go. Which way's the beach? That way, maybe 5 miles. Morning.
You're the spy then.
Morning.
What's your name again?
Alicia.
Goodwin.
He's gone. They found us. It's time to move.
Yeah, I was wrong. Quarantine again on the inside of the door.
Look at this. It's a radio. Hello, can anybody hear me?
They're going to pick up the distress call that Rousseau...
We want a signal. We need to get to higher ground.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Why do I think who's doing what?
Why do you think they take some of us and not the others?
That is a very good question.
They took the strongest of us. Our quiet friend, 3 other guys. They're all athletic.
Did he see you out there? Is that why you pretended to be one of us? You ran out of the jungle 10 minutes after the crash. You weren't wet.
Oh. And that's... we already knew about that. It was never going to end well, so... Nathan, that was all a nice little red herring. Oh, we're nearly up to date.
It really doesn't. Is there someone there? We're the survivors of Flight 815. No, wait a minute. What are you doing?
It's them.
Oh dear.
It's them.
They would think that.
They're trying to draw us out.
That's Jin.
Where are you from?
난 누구야? 원하는 게 뭐야? 어?
This is going to be difficult.
He's running!
This is where he goes and finds Michael and Sawyer. Wow. Echo, you really went to town on them, didn't you? And now we're back to the present. Today, yes.
They take her?
Cindy!
So what has happened to Cindy? And that's where we're going to leave it, isn't it? No? Yeah? Are we going to get confirmation that she is actually dead? I think they've just started a war, personally. Okay, first off, the first episode in absolutely ages that had no previously. We went straight into it. They had it a lot worse. I've got to say, that group had it worse. They had no wreckage of plane to be able to salvage or scavenge supplies from. They had no doctor or medical practitioner, should I say, or medical expert to help the wounded. So they suffered massive losses, had no fresh water, or not much fresh water, plus 2 kids kidnapped and multiple adults kidnapped. Aside from that, they seem to get the same information, just not as much as our normal group got, such as the fact that they were off course and stuff like that. Even found the Dharma facility, but it's a bare bones facility storing Bibles. Why? And a glass eye, but not really much in the way of food. But they did get a radio, and we got confirmation that it was actually them that Boone got in contact with when he was on the plane, on the other plane. That whole thing with Nathan was just a red herring, and that was good, because obviously Ethan Rom is an anagram of other man, and Nathan Rom would be an anagram of another man, I think, if I've done my anagramming right. And then it turned out not to be him, so yeah, nice red herring. But we found out how Goodwin died, and that he was the actual infiltrator. He was the Ethan Rom of Group B. But interesting that he should say that definitely the children are safe, and that Goodwin was not on the list because he wasn't a good man. So why are they only taking good people? Is that their motivation? Is that why they wanted Claire? I'm no more enlightened on that one than I was before, to be quite honest. Shannon is dead, still, definitely. Cindy is missing, still, definitely. That was an amazing episode. I mean, when we got to see day one and the chaos, it was just reminiscent of episode 1. It was a perfect reflection. All the way, their whole journey was almost a cut price reflection of what the main group went through. And I love that. I love the parallels there. Of course, they didn't receive any maps or get any of the information about the Black Rock or anything like that. They had to do it all from their own ingenuity and work it out. And they got pretty far, I think. But the shooting of Shannon, I think that's going to start a war. I really, really do. Some things you can't go back, and no amount of apologising or explanation will suffice. And they were all freaked out. The voices were everywhere. You can understand what that group had gone through up to that point. You can understand Ana Lucia being a little bit trigger happy. Disastrous consequences, but in the circumstances that she's had to face and the way she's had to protect the group, she couldn't take any chances. Otherwise, more people go missing, more people get killed. So, as much as she's a hard ass, and as much as her leadership skills have much to be desired, I am going to defend her on this stage. It was an unfortunate and tragic accident. But Ana Lucia did nothing wrong, in relatively speaking. It's whether Saeed and the rest of the main group see it that way. I think Echo could certainly placate them and stop this going to war, because I really want to see the two groups reunite. You know, a proper reunion, not that reunion. Reunion? I wanted to see the groups reunite. I just didn't want to see it that way. That episode is completely... Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. If you didn't actually like it, you probably haven't actually got this far, so I'll just leave it at that. See you next time. Bye bye.